Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into some seriously cool tech.
Absolutely. We've got some really interesting stuff to unpack today.
We're talking AI going mainstream, like really mainstream.
Mainstream in a way that's going to impact everyone listening.
No doubt. And the gaming world, forget what you think you know, it's exploding.
Bigger than ever and changing faster than ever.
Which is why we have to talk about governance too. Who's in control of all this?
Because if these technologies shape the future, we need to make sure it's a future we actually want.
Exactly. Okay, so to kick things off, let's talk about Salesforce. They're dropping $1 billion, yes, with a B, into AI.
$1 billion. That's not just an investment, it's a statement.
Right. It's like they're saying AI is happening and we're going all in. But here's the thing. They're not building another chatbot.
This isn't about flashy gimmicks. Salesforce is talking about integrating AI into the nuts and bolts of how businesses operate.
Which means, what does that even look like for, say, a normal person going about their day?
Imagine AI automating tasks, making decisions based on massive amounts of data. This isn't some far-off thing.
Yeah.
This is about your work, your shopping experience, how you get from point A to point B.
So less about AI making cool robot art like, what was it, Dall-E?
Yeah, less delete.
And more about AI actually changing how we live and work.
Exactly. And to make it even more interesting, Salesforce is teaming up with OpenAI for this.
OpenAI, that's the ChatGPT company, right? The one everyone's talking about.
One and the same.
Wow, so you've got these two giants instead of competing.
They're joining forces.
Which means things are about to move fast.
Think about it. They're pooling resources, knowledge, everything. It's like hitting fast forward on AI development. What might have taken a decade might happen in 5 years, might happen even faster.
That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. And speaking of things changing fast, let's talk about gaming. Even I can see something big is happening, and I'll be honest, I'm more of a, Candy Crush on the train kind of gamer.
Uh-huh. Well, you're not alone there. But you're right. Gaming is transforming.
It's way beyond just consoles now.
Way beyond. Consoles are just one piece of a much larger puzzle now.
So true. Like Xbox.
Yep.
Their head of global partnerships, Sarah Bond, her vision is huge. We're talking mobile gaming, obviously. That's already huge. Streaming, cloud gaming.
And those are just the things we know about.
It's like, how is technology even going to keep up with all this?
Well, and it's not just about the technology. The way we consume games is changing too.
That's true.
Think about the Game Pass model. Remember back in the day when you had to buy each game individually?
Oh, yeah. 40, 50 bucks a pop.
Exactly. Now you pay a monthly fee and boom, you've got access to hundreds of games.
It's like Netflix, but for gaming.
Precisely. Subscriptions are becoming the norm.
That's true. I mean, I probably subscribe to way too many things at this point. But it does make things easy. Okay, so we've got AI going mainstream, gaming, changing how we play, and it's all super exciting. But then it hits you who's making the rules in all of this.
Yeah, that's where the G word comes in. Governance. And honestly, this is the part that keeps me up at night.
Me too, honestly. It feels like we're racing ahead without a safety net.
Exactly. Right now, AI regulation is like a patchwork quilt. Every country has its own rules.
Which, let's be real, doesn't work.
It creates chaos. It creates risks.
Like what? Give me an example of what happens when there aren't clear rules around AI.
Look at misinformation. Now imagine that problem turbocharged by AI. Deepfakes, for example.
Deepfakes. For people who don't spend all day on the internet, like some of us, what's a deepfake?
Imagine a video that looks incredibly real, but it's completely fabricated. You could make anyone appear to say or do anything.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Without clear guidelines, it's like the Wild West out there.
So what do we do? Is anyone even trying to wrangle this thing?
There are definitely efforts underway. The UN, for example, is forming a special panel dedicated to AI governance.
The UN, that feels important.
It is. It means the conversation is happening at the highest level. And here's the key point. They're emphasizing the need for public input.
So this isn't just a bunch of, tech CEOs and politicians making decisions behind closed doors.
No, this is where we come in. We've seen what happens when these technologies evolve without enough oversight.
You're talking about social media.
Exactly. The lack of early governance has had major consequences. We're living with those consequences.
So true.
But with AI, we have a chance to get it right. We have an opportunity to learn from our mistakes and create a future where these technologies are used for good.
It really does feel like we're at a crossroads. The advancements in AI, the revolution in gaming, the urgent need for governance, it's all connected.
It is.
And honestly, it's a little overwhelming, even for someone like me who follows this stuff every day.
There's a lot.
So, as we wrap up, here's something I want everyone listening to really think about. Beyond all the cool technology, the gadgets, the games, what kind of future do we want? What kind of world are we trying to build with these tools? It's a question worth pondering, and more importantly, it's a question worth discussing. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, everyone.
Thanks for having me.